Everybody, this is Day Walker 225 XXXX, and I'm back with part two of why I just don't believe any of Chris Brown's attempts at trying to apologize for what he did. This is part two of the first one, so I'm going to go on ahead and get into this. Now, the other thing I found really, shall we say, hard to believe as far as his being sincere as far as his apologies are. He did a number of apologies. He didn't just do one. He did like 5 or 6. If I did something and I was truly sorry for it, I'm only going to apologize for it one time. I mean, there's been other artists that have done things that have been wrong. Jay-Z slapped a female at one of his concerts before. Dr. Dre slapped the piss out of D. Barnes, which in Dr. Dre's defense, D. Barnes was being somewhat of a bitch when he did that, but she deserved to get her ass knocked off, in my opinion. I wouldn't have hit her, but I understand why he did. She was being about a bitch. Who else? Sean Connery beat his wife. Charlie Sheen pulled a gun on his wife. A lot of people are making a big moderation out of that. But as far as I'm concerned, all that is just a way of them deflecting some of the heat off of Chris Brown. Chris Brown fucked up. He never really did pay for what he did. He paid his way out of jail. We all know that. If it had been Chris Brown, the guy that works at McDonald's, cooking the fries instead of Chris Brown, the singer entertainer, we all know that Chris Brown probably would have had his ass in a jail cell some damn wearing gin pop, trying not to drop the soap. I mean, it just is what it is, And his little bitch ass really deserved to get his ass fucking thrown in jail, because if it had been anybody else, trust me, they wouldn't have been walking the streets a free man. The other thing was I watched all of his interviews all the way from the very first one all the way up to this bullshit that they had at the BET Awards. Alright? The first interview that he did with Larry King, I sat there and I watched that shit. He's in this fucking lame ass bow tie looking like fucking Ted Bundy or some fucking body, and he just didn't come off as sincere to me. I didn't buy any of the shit he fucking said. To me, it looked as though, he looked like he was being bothered to be there. It's like, motherfucker, look, you're supposed to be apologizing for what you did, or at least come off as sincere. You don't seem very sincere at all to me. It seems as though you seem annoyed at having to be there. Well, whose fucking fault is it you're there? Nobody told you to hit that girl. You did that shit on your own. Then, after that, he went out and bought that big-ass Oops chain. Then he fucked around. He went on Twitter and he had his fucking rants and, screaming and hollering and cussing and fussing at his fans. And then he went on there again, whining and crying about the distributors and he's being blackballed in the industry and shit. Well, motherfucker, what did you expect? You hauled off and beat a female. Of course people are gonna not like you doing some dumb shit like that. As a matter of fact, fuck. Think about it like this. Rihanna was already a bigger name than you were at the time. Rihanna has more #1 hits than fucking Beyonce does. Alright? Not that Rihanna is the best singer in the world, because she's really not. As a matter of fact, don't get me wrong. I mean, Rihanna's a very attractive girl. She's charismatic and really nice to look at, but singing wise, no, she's not the best talent in the world as far as that's concerned. But at the same time, she didn't deserve to get her ass beat down like a fucking man either. She didn't deserve that. You didn't like it when somebody was whooping your mama's ass. How would you like it if somebody beat your mama's ass the same way you beat Rihanna's ass? You wouldn't fucking like it at all. I don't care if you fucking watch this or not. Matter of fact, I hope you do, because you can learn something from this, Chris Brown, because, I don't know if you particularly watch a lot of YouTube or not, but a lot of your fans are blaming Rihanna for some dumb shit you fucking did, and you need to take responsibility for that, because I have till yet to feel as though you have. You say you have. Okay, fine. You just don't come off as very sincere to me. The other thing is, you know, when I watched you do the BET performance, the Michael Jackson performance, you know, some people speculating that you cried and you were emotionally overcome by the lyrics of the song that you were singing. Other people are saying that, you know, you faked it. Personally, I watched it. Chris, I'm gonna be real with you, cause you can say whatever you want, and I don't give a fuck what you say, cause it doesn't fucking affect me one way or the other. You know, other than the fact that some people got your back on this, and other people don't. Personally, I'm one of the ones that doesn't have your back. The reason why I don't have your back is because you never seemed sincere from the start. You know, everything was reactionary on your part. You know, the fans came out sending you hate mail, and the radio stations wouldn't play your shit. Not that Graffiti was fucking a good album anyways. The shit sucked, man. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat shit. I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat a turd and feed it to you. That album was garbage, and you know it. It was trash, dude. I mean, you take it for what it's worth. It was garbage. And the only reason I knew it was garbage, I didn't fucking buy it. This chick I was going out with had it and decided to put it on in my car, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Turn that shit off. And she was like, oh, that's Chris Brown. I'm like, Chris Brown? Sounded like that? Oh, fuck no, man. Turn that bullshit off. And from there, it went from us listening to you to us listening to Trey Songz. You know. As a matter of fact, I think that's where a lot of your fan base went, Chris. You know, you ain't packing them in like you used to. Now, you got a lot of different people, you know, that are trying to say, oh, well, you deserve a second chance. No, Chris, you don't deserve a second chance. You don't. And the reason you don't is because, in my opinion, and everybody's entitled to theirs, so I'm going to give you mine since this is my video. You inflicted yourself upon that woman, and you really had no right to do so. You know, you claim that you didn't like someone doing that to your mother. Matter of fact, it's still on YouTube to this day. You were on the Tyra Banks show, and you told Tyra, I would never do that. No, that's not me, that's not me. Chris, you're a fucking liar. You know, and I have very little respect for liars. You know, I've heard all my life from my parents. You lie, you steal, you kill. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is, guys. I just don't believe anything you gotta say. You know, I have very little to no remorse for you or for anything you did. You know, you've come off as insincere. Not to mention the fact, let me get back to the BET performance because I'm running out of time here. But, you know, you lip synced every song except for Man in the Mirror. That was the last song you were singing. And right before that performance, the lights went dim in there. And when you came back, when the lights came back on, you started singing the song, and you're in your little V-neck fucking t-shirt, and, you know, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, you kind of fucking started singing it, and right at the 5-minute mark of that entire performance, right at the 5-minute mark, almost on cue. You ought to make a change. Yeah, motherfucker, I know. I saw. I sat and I watched it. And you know what? Didn't believe it. Didn't come off. I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't buy that shit. You know, you might have a lot of other motherfuckers fooled, but you don't got me fooled, Chris. You know, you fool some of the people some of the time. You fool all the people some of the time. But you can't fool me none of the fucking time. You know? Like I said, I just didn't buy it. And I'm not the only person that didn't buy it, and a lot of other people didn't buy it and still don't like you and what you did as a result of that night, Chris. And this isn't going away. It's not going away for a long, long time. And you really did yourself no favors by doing what you did and apologizing as many times. Well, that's my video. Daywalker225XXXX signing out. Peace, YouTube. See you next time.